Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. Now, when it comes to Sampha, I'm not entirely sure when I discovered him, but I discovered him through features. On Stormzy's album, Getty's album, Kendrick's album, Lil Sims with a song called Blue on her album Lotus, and that's definitely my favourite in terms from what I've heard from Sampha. Not that I dislike the others because I don't, but Blue is my favourite. In terms of when it comes to Sampha himself, the only song I believe I've heard from him is actually on this album, and it's At Like Business 2 with Little Sims. Now I have chosen the deluxe album, so we get 4 extra songs. Now, although I have heard few things from Sampha, I'm in the mindset of knowing what I can potentially expect, but you know, it could be a lot different in this album, but I am genuinely intrigued as to what he's saying by himself as an artist. Because like I said, whatever I have heard from him as a feature has really surprised me, but in a really good way. So yeah, without any further delays, let's check out Lahai with a first track called Stereo Color Cloud.
Bro, wait. I wish you could time, missile, back, forward. I miss you, time, misuse, time, flies, life, issues.
Hardwired, forever seeking out. Subjects mysterious like time and love. Walking through them now. I see you near me, we are so late. Around each other's smiles. I think we found ourselves a sacred place. A space to dream out loud. Zeroing on your eyes, the safest place for this troubled child. Facing infinity, my demons fly and chase me underground. We grow a pair of wings and fly on high. The forest in the clouds. The trees are talking in our frequency. Something close to sound.
That's the thing, we are all part of the same consciousness, the same frequencies, like the tree, leaves, this table, this chair, myself, this mic, yourself. We all operate on frequencies. And it's funny when people say, that's all woo-woo, but they'll believe in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. But we are literally like radio stations. You tune your radio to a certain frequency. Maybe not these days anymore because of technology. But yeah, before you would have to tune your radio to a certain frequency to get a certain channel. And it's the same for us. We tune ourselves to frequencies. You listen to a sad song, you're going to be sad. Or if you're around a certain person and they've, wherever the energy levels are, you will take that on. That's why sometimes, when you are in a shop talking to somebody, or you're talking to your friend, or just somebody you know, and during the conversation afterwards you feel depleted because you've taken on their energy. Because even though you feel like you're in control and you wouldn't take on that person's energy, it doesn't work like that. It's automatic. It just straight away balances out without conscious awareness. And with time as well, what you were saying, like time as well it is a concept. I know I've spoken it before in some of my videos, but if you've not watched them, yeah, time is just a concept. Like all we ever have is right now. The past, gone and done, because it only exists as a thought form in your mind. Because you can't travel to the past, you can't travel to the future. It's just you're here in and now. And when you try to project yourself into some sort of future rather than accepting what is, that's where, you know, you can create a lot of anxiety.
Waves will catch you, life will catch you, love will catch you, spirit can catch you, yeah. Lying in reflections, moonlight hits your skin, safe in conversation. Waves will catch you, life will catch you, love will catch you, spirit can catch you, yeah. Faith will catch you, friends will catch you, time will catch you, flash will catch you, waves will catch you, life will catch you, love will catch you, spirit can catch you, yeah. Faith will catch you, friends will catch you, time will catch you, flash will catch you. Traveling for healing.
I've been speaking, had to speak to myself.
How far will I go?
Spirit, yeah.
Still wear that chain you gave me.
This is the thing. What I've realised myself is that the healing journey is never really truly over, because each time you heal a little, you can then observe yourself more at a root, where, because, you know, sometimes when, you know, stressful situations happen or you're just feeling stressed out, it usually, obviously, you associate it to a certain thing or an event situation. And I've lost my train of thought when people say, like, oh, you know, they realise something new that's stressing them out, and they'll go, oh, something new again. It's not something new, it's just you've observed and recognised that not that they're, you just, oh, fuck's sake, you observed and recognised that there's a deeper layer of that stress. Like, because when your mind stops noticing what is, your body will take control and do it that way, so it produces chemicals in your body for stress. But that's where the healing journey is truly never over, because you can go in so deep within layers, like an onion. But yeah, really lovely song as well.
Flash will catch you, waves will catch you, life will catch you, love will catch you, spirit can catch you, yeah. Faith will catch you, friends will catch you, time will catch you, flash will catch you. Just like Jonathan Livingston, seagull, try catch the clouds in a free fall. I was caught by the wings of my people. Then you pick me up in your suit, hit the country roads, and you fill me in with the info. Stock was right.
Maybe it was Jonathan Seagull, because he just mentioned his name, and I see that there's a track as well. The character Jonathan Seagull. understand where I've seen that name before. Got it. I was gifted this book by a person I met last year, and yeah, we just got into a conversation obviously about what I speak on anyway, like healing and presence, being in the now. And he recommended this book. Now, unfortunately, I haven't been able to get around to it yet. I've been meaning to, but where I've been focused on my own project of a book and reading and studying other books, it just hasn't. Yeah, the present moment hasn't called for it. But I feel like with listening to Sampha, and yeah, I'm gonna have to have a look at it. I feel like this is universe speaking to me, because that's what I've noticed as well about myself, and I've said it on a few of my videos, where like for the past, for sure, 3 years, I've been in this, not exactly a flow state, but a state of where I'm experiencing stuff, I'm healing, I'm learning more about myself, and things like this, whether an album or a book, will come at a time where it literally like clicks with everything that's going around me. Like it reconfirms everything, but also as well, things like that come to me at a time where I'm aligned with myself, like that sense of fulfillment just from coming from within, knowing that I am. Yeah, so this is very exciting. But Jonathan Livingston Seagull follows a young gull who rejects his flock of narrow focus on scavenging to perfect the art of flight. His solitary quest for mastery leads him to new realms and mentors, and ultimately back to teach others the joy and freedom he's found aloft. Yeah, it's kind of like on the same wavelength, because where I've done this for so long, it's become, just second nature to me. So yeah, it just all feels right, and it's all, yeah, I feel very blessed and grateful. And I'm really curious about this book though.
Madness, sitting by traffic, outside in London, just waiting for you. Blackness, flickering flashes, looking at the ashes. Look up and you're here in full view. We talk about life, talk about children, look in your eyes. Talk about crimes, government lies like ain't nothing new. Had you trembling by the roadside on the north side. We talk about movement, we talk about how we missed the groove. Sinking in how you feel, sinking in how you feel, thinking how much you've changed, thinking how much you swimming in, how we feel, being apart together.
vocals are
I was
nuts.
in and out, but drowning more and more. Sipping on red wine, I spilled it on the floor. Then I find myself all washed up by the shore. Artificial light, a glowing foam, the source. I've been lifted by her love. I felt lifted from above. Sustained. I've been lifted by her love. I felt lifted from above. Still a mystery, the feelings I ignore, like running from what I've been
Must be nice having that type of love that makes you uplift.
looking for. The feelings I felt lifted from above. Still a mystery, the feelings I ignore, like running from what I've been looking for. In between
Still a mystery. So what did he say? The things. Still a mystery, the feelings I ignore, like running from what I've been looking for. But this is the thing. Most people that are always like running, like they'll get what they want and then they run from it, because obviously there's never satisfaction from a sense of self, because you have to, not have to, but most people obtain their sense of self from an external point of view. So for relationships, you know, car, money, job, position in life somewhere, or in these aspects with a relationship, you know, you do get what you want sometimes, but it's like then you run away from it because it feels familiar, because obviously it's activating, triggering, you know, your conditioning from your childhood, like familiar environment. So then you just, yeah, it's like a constant catch-22.
looking through the telescope, will I get a visit? Looking at my phone, start going through the images. Looking in the mirror, I can see a limit, I can see a body, I can feel a difference. A thing called time, yeah, I track it with the digits. Satellite business, I was in space.
So obviously I had Satellite Business Part 2, which is the same lyrics, but yeah, the line of looking in the mirror, I can see a limit, I can see a body, I can feel a difference. Thing called time, yeah, I track it with digits. Because obviously time is just a concept, and the only way to track it is with the digits. Obviously not if, you know, your watch isn't digital, but yeah, because that's all it is. You just track time that way. Other than that, time, there is no time. It just, we are in a complete of isness. It just is. But the seeing the body, like, and or seeing a limit and seeing a body, I can feeling the difference. Excuse me. Because although it is just limit, like it's like body is just a vessel of the conscious life that runs for us, because obviously life is you, it is me. Like, we are life. Life comes from us, not at us. And yeah, we've just been, this is the difference between us as conscious human beings and conscious beings in other aspects, like a tree, a table, mic, like I said earlier. But we've just been blessed to be conscious human beings. So we possess this entity of frequencies and energies, which, you know, it's nice to be able to experience life in this way, But also it's mad as well because we're the only beings that create suffering for ourselves with our mind.
Even though we've been through the same, doesn't always mean we feel the same. Doesn't always mean we heal the same. You and not me, and that's okay. Seasons come, seasons cry, seasons grow and seasons die. How hard can a bird ever fly, ever fly? Take me making life decisions based on what's been laid. We both dealt with loss and we've been separate ways.
First of all, his vocals are insane. So captivating. Like, yeah, even though if it's, because what I've noticed obviously with Sampha's business, for example, towards the end, in part 2 or 2.0, he sings that sections rather than sort of speaking it like he did in that one. But his range is insane. But also where he said making life decision based on what was late is factual, because nobody chooses their conditioning. Like, their conditioning comes from years of repetition, of building the same habits, like, which obviously then leads you to live out your life a certain way, because it's just from your conditioning. It's like the whole, conversation when people say he's not normal, she's not normal, or that person's normal. Like, there is no such thing as normal. Even Gabor Mate wrote a book called Myth of Normal, and the reason we called it that because there is no such thing as normal, because your normal is different to mine, and your normal would be different if you were born in India. Obviously, if you are born in India, then it's obviously the other way around. But yeah, you would just have a different sense of yourself due to your condition, your upbringing, your environment. But then also all those things do tend to influence a lot of your life decisions, especially when it comes to partners. Like, how many times have you heard somebody say, or you know of somebody that they just pick some people, and it's because that person is reflecting either what their parents didn't give that person or what it did give him. So it's like, yeah, and then obviously your life just plays out that way, especially when you are unconscious. I don't mean unconscious in the term of that you're asleep, although it technically means you're asleep, but not in the sense of like good night asleep. Like, it's just that you're running the same conditioned patterns. The sense of self-identification with self-form, I, me, mine, me.
Will I catch up or will you just race away someday? doesn't always mean we feel the same. You are not me, and that's okay. That's okay. Seasons come, seasons cry, seasons grow and seasons die. How high can a bird ever fly, ever fly?
It's true. How? Okay. Yeah, how birds can't really fly. 'Cause, like, that's. Oh, just thinking right now, like, that's part of our limitations. Is obviously we can't fly, but like, if a bird. So I was just thinking as well, like, it's because obviously the song's called Jonathan L. Siegel, you know, the book with the thing on it, and there's a seagull just there. It's mad how life works, isn't it? I was going to say, often I just sometimes sit here and I'll look out the window because the way it's positioned, it's like, yeah, you just watch clouds go by, birds fly by, and it's nice. So I'm getting lost looking at the sky now. Because obviously as well, when it comes to like the metaphor of clouds and the weather, it's like your thoughts. 1 minute they're there, the next minute they're gone. That's why it's important not to take your mind so seriously as well. But in terms of what I was going to say with the whole birds, because obviously if birds just flew on like a ground level, they wouldn't really see the whole point of view. Like what's in front of them would just be like one directional view. But the further they go up, to the limit, the more they can see. And it's the same with us in that metaphor. Like the more you step out of that box and fly higher, you can see things for what they are more truly. This album's going really well, by the way. Like, this was definitely a good pick for today. Like, it feels very aligned with myself. Now, recently, not that I stopped doing videos, but when it comes to first listens, I stopped going to music videos as much. Mainly because I just want to experience the song as it is, and then potentially see the artist's vision. Because before, it feels like for the first time with a video, with the lyrics, with the instrumental, it's a lot at the same time. Now, however, according to Spotify, there's only 3 songs on this album that have videos. One of them is Satellite Business, which I'll definitely check out because, like I said, I already have heard the song itself, but I've not seen the music video. I didn't even know there was one. Then obviously the next song Only has a video, and then Can't Go Back. But for today, because I genuinely want to see what Sampha's vision is like as well, in terms of when he with his songs. So I'll do it for Only track.
Lying in reflections, in the sky you learn to fall. Is it only me I see? Faith will catch you, waves will catch you. I saw you for a glimpse. To Lahai, from Sampha. Still here, only God knows why. Still here, only God knows why. Dreams of a beach with a house behind.
God's plan.
Deep thought on the speed of life, sun's in perfect reach each time. Then I wake up clean to a different life.
Hold on.
And I see problems jumping.
Hold on. Just take it back. This one say I'm getting too distracted, but the visual is.
I saw you for a glimpse. To Lahai. From Sampha.
To Lahai from. Wait, so who's that? It's Lahai person. Oh, this album was released after 6-year hiatus. It was named after his grandfather. Okay. Obviously, it's also a middle name. So there's a section here. On 24th of August, he announced the album, its title. He explained the album's title right in Lahai. My grandfather's name, my middle name, my next musical chapter, my next album. Fewer dreams, continuous dancing generations. Syncopation, bridges, grief, motherlands, love, spirit, fear, flesh, flight. Sick. I'm intrigued to see what his first album sounded like. We're not here for that at the moment. Let's get back to Only.
Still here, only God knows why. Still here, only God knows why. Dreams of a beach with a house behind. Deep thought on the speed of life, sun's in perfect reach each time. Then I wake up clean to a different life. And I see problems jumping high. I can't see trapdoors in my mind. Blurry signs that I can't define, like predicting movements ahead of time. Projectiles coming from the side, projectiles coming from my life. War zone when I close.
Hold on, let me collect my thoughts. Thanks over there. Let me collect my thoughts. This is the thing with projections. It's whatever you see in somebody else is a reflection of you. Because think about it, like, you know, can you honestly say you've never been angry? You know, how many times you said, oh, that person's so angry, or if somebody cut you off in traffic. You've done those things as well. You know, and in that way you can heal a lot better in terms of recognizing that pattern, that whatever runs in you, it's also in somebody else, especially when there's no self-awareness, because then you're literally just, because when there's no self-awareness, people serve as mirrors if you're willing to look, because obviously that is, which again, the whole concept of him being in front of a mirror, the projection, that is crazy. Like, honestly, my brain's doing backflips and somersaults. But in terms of my recommendation, to get to know that little bit better of that pattern of recognition, a book that helped me massively was Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. Yeah, because it showed not only other people's traits, but then obviously where I was willing to look and accept these traits about myself, you know, it gave me more of opportunity to heal. Because again, whatever I see in myself or in somebody else, it's also within me, and that works for good and bad. Like, you know, if you just see goodness in somebody else, that means that goodness is in you as well.
Close my eyes, la la la, his fingers in my ears. I was not trying to hear, I'm moving on, faith and faith. Only desires crush me numb. I would chase and then some from love. I would run like it's just here to disown me. That's why I keep my distance, even if I miss it. Wire me the wisdom to pick up when it phones me. Take my body for a walk, call somebody.
The amount of facts he's spitting in this song, that's mad. This is what I'm saying about alignment as well, like, because this is where I'm at, like, I know I need to be surrounded by love, yeah, I just keep it at a distance. Not in terms of like, projecting myself from it, like, because it's there and I love myself a lot more than I used to. And not in an egotistical way, like, but just, yeah, I just genuinely have that love and affection for myself, Like, if I was a kid, I would look up to myself, for sure. Like, with the mindset that I'm in now, because obviously prior, yeah, madness. But, yeah, at the moment I do feel like I distance myself from friendships and relationships, due to trials and tribulations like we all have had. But at the moment I'm very peaceful in my solitude, and the time for loving that aspects will come when it comes, and when I've healed a lot more, because again, that's the mindset I had to really drill down, because if I can't love myself, how can I love somebody else? Like, if I can't be there for myself, how can I be there for somebody else, truly?
Only, 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 only you.
That was a nice shot.
Only, 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 only you. Only, 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 only you. Only, 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 only.
I don't even know what to say about that song. It definitely moved me in a way. Not that the others haven't, but yeah, this one was special.
Le temps n'existe pas. Une machine à remonter le temps. Le temps n'existe pas. Une machine à remonter le temps. Le temps n'existe pas. Une machine à remonter le temps.
Don't go back.
Wait a second. Sorry, just the transition from Timepiece to Can't Go Back was really smooth. But I just seen like the last, basically, because obviously Timepiece isn't really a track, but I want to see what she was saying. Hold on. Okay, so she was speaking in French, and the translation is: time doesn't exist, a time machine. Time doesn't exist, a time machine. Time doesn't exist, because it doesn't. But also I like, if you take the 3 tracks, it says only Timepiece can go back, because you can't go back in time. Like, as a thought form in your mind, you can think about the past and you can think about the future. Obviously in this aspect's past, because we say you can't go back. But yeah, you can't go back in time, because again, all that ever is now, right now. Crazy. But also, there is a video for Can't Go Back, and from what I've just seen on Only, I do have to check out this video as well. The more I'm seeing, the more I want to read the book.
Don't go back. Can't go back. Don't go back. Don't care if my mind keeps saying don't go back. Don't care my heart keeps saying, go back. Don't care if my brain keeps saying, go back. No, I don't care if my veins keep saying, go back. No, I don't care if my mind keeps saying, go back. Don't. Lord knows my daughter here, she's heaven sent. Yeah, I've had some joys and had many wins. Still look in the mirror like I found a twin. Spirit, I've been trying to do some summoning. Like why you summon her, then you summon him. Time machine I built has been stuttering. Foolish endeavors, but I don't care if my mind keeps saying, don't care if my heart keeps saying, don't care if my brain keeps saying, no, I don't care if my veins keep saying, but I don't care if my mind keeps saying, don't care if my heart keeps saying, don't care if my brain keeps saying, no, I don't care if my veins keep saying, when there's something.
Another beautiful song. Like, oh, fucking hell, we're 10 tracks in. Jesus Christ. Feels like we've been here for 5 minutes. But no, first of all, in terms of his videos, very intriguing. Definitely makes you want to think. And I like his vision. And then when it comes to his music, like so far, it has been an absolute experience. Like, from the progression of the album through each song, you know, I feel a little bit more at peace, and also I feel like parts of me are healing through Sampha's music, which I love when, you know, I come across artists that do it in this way. Like, for example, you know, Little Sims. She's somebody that has not only influenced me, but, you know, without obviously even knowing, like, helped me heal, helped me understand myself more. And yeah, so I just love when music gives you that sensation of, you know, either joy, happiness, healing, because again, music is just frequencies as well. And what I like with Sampha, obviously I'm not as educated into the frequencies of like the hertz and stuff like that, but I know there's a full 20 hertz. It's very healing, and because obviously where you have, like, for example, grime songs or some rap songs, hip hop songs, it's a frequency of, was it 475? And I'm just spitballing because I don't know, but it has that frequency of, like, music in general can make you move in different certain ways and affect your mood, because obviously you just attaching yourself to certain frequencies when you listen to music. But do you know what, like, looking at this now, I'm glad there's, obviously I'll still have 4 tracks off of disc 1, and then on disc 2 another 4 tracks, but I'm glad there's 4 more tracks.
Elegant, believe in things without the evidence. searching and reading the writings for evidence of meaning. When the cruelty screaming won't subside, an angel is teething, giving me more reasons to watch what I'm eating and how I spend my time. Can't shake the feeling, the motion, the feeling.
It's crazy how aligned I'm feeling listening to this. Because like himself, you know, recently, well, for the past year or so, I've been really watching what I'm eating. It's still a slow progress, but there's still, you know, occasional takeaway here and there, and sweets and chocolate, but I'm getting a lot better. And also, I've noticed as well recently, like, because usually if I go to the shop for anything, I would always pick up, you know, a bag of sweets or chocolate or crisps or just junk food, processed food. And because obviously at the time I was just, well, I didn't know this at the time, but I was satisfying my ego, my sense of self with food. And now when into the shops, like I'll go past, let's say, the sweet aisle or cake aisle, and I just look at it, because it's like I don't have to, you know, pick up and take it home with me and then have it at home to then be like, oh, I've got cake in my, you know, obviously it's still nice to have a cake, like I'm not saying that at all, like I've not, you know, I'm not following any sort of diet or anything like that, but just observing, you know, myself, what I put into my body, and yeah, just being a lot more self-aware of myself, and yeah, just, it's nice. So simple. I love transitions.
If you could give my feelings language, speech is necessary magic sometimes.
Although speech is necessary, we as humans, 90% of our communication comes from our body language. And you can learn a lot more about a person, you know, either in a conversation or afterwards, but just observing their body language rather than watching what they're saying. Because words can be misleading.
Could you find my purpose? Is it that I need some love? Love of the selfish kind? Is it that I need to know what's in the depth of mine? Indeed, if I do find out, would I just stay confined? Wishful thinking games, wait till the stars align. Is it cause memories break, or I feel lost in time? Is it cause I've made mistakes, karma taking time? But if you could hypnotize me, then maybe then peace would find me. Or if you could hypnotize me, just fly away for a minute.
Quiet storms dwelling on what you're not. I'll help you find a way out, easily swayed. You're not cautious enough. Who made you this way? Traveling inside your confine, traffic in your heart and your mind. The spirit of your memories gone.
Wait. Honestly, did not want to pause it whatsoever. But first of all, her voice, wow. I definitely need to check out more of her stuff. She got an album. She has. Came out last year. Okay, I'll have to put on my Yet to Be Heard. Okay, done. But yeah, with what she's saying in terms of like traffic in your heart and your mind, like, because that's all that thoughts are really, is just traffic. Like I said earlier, with the sky as clouds, you know, your thoughts, 1 minute they're there, next minute they're gone. That's why it's important not to take them as seriously, especially when it's just running, because obviously thinking wise, you do still need to think and plan for future and, you know, your day ahead. But I'm talking about thinking where it's just unnecessary, like literally 90% of your thinking is unnecessary, it's not needed, and it can feel like literally just traffic jams in your head.
In your mind, traveling inside your confine, traffic in your heart and your mind. The spirit of your memories gone blind. There's answers in your body entwined.
The last sentence, there's answers in your body intertwined. As I said earlier, like, I've been working on a project myself, a book, in terms of conditioned stress responses, and, you know, not just in my book, but from what I've studied over the course of last 5 years, is that your body stores your stress. Like, your body is supposed to be free flowing of life, and that's why, like, when you get, obviously it's not all the time, like not everything is derived because of stress, but you do have to ask yourself, like, especially when you go to the doctors and, you know, whether it's for pain in your body, skin problems, diet problems, and 9 times out of 10 it's like, oh, we've done the tests, we don't know what's wrong with you. But that's why, because your body's holding the answers to everything. It's storing the stress, because obviously, like, let's say for me, for example, when I get overstimulated with stress, my shoulder goes really tight. And obviously before I used to go to the doctors and say, I don't know what's wrong with you, here's some tablets and blah 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 blah. But obviously now, knowing what I know, it's a lot easier, because I'm not longer chasing answers. I know what it is. Excuse me. And the easiest way to release that excess stress, because obviously stress is good, we need stress, but conditioned unnecessary stress is where the problem lies, because obviously when you hold on to stress, it then blocks off the free flow of life, and that's where you get your pains, because it can't go past that point. And, you know, 2 good books that literally just talk about this is Gabor Mate's When the Body Says No, because literally, like, when you say no, or you can't say no, you know, you're a people pleaser and you're just unable to say no to whatever situation, like, your body will straight away go against you and make you ill, because you're going against yourself. So that's why, literally, like, when your body says no. And the other book is by Bessel, Body Keeps the Score. because yeah, your body just keeps the track of everything from the moment of your birth up until now. It just stores everything. And the best two questions you can always ask yourself if you're being true to yourself is, where are you not saying no, where a no should be said? And where are you not saying yes, where a yes should be said? And in that way you can just ease a lot of tensions, because so as you ask yourself that, you can see where you're not being true to yourself. And because also as well, in situations, most people would say, you know, I have to go to this thing because I don't want to upset that person, but you cannot upset anybody in terms of their feelings, and your feelings originate from you. They come from you. Others can only influence how you feel. They cannot cause how you feel. So, yeah, I think this was a massive off track. Not off track, because it's obviously what Sampha does talk about in this album. It's very on the same par with what I'm talking about here. But initially I was talking about the whole body because, as Leah said, if I'm saying her name right, there's answers in your body. Your body has the answers to why you feel the way you do. You just need to listen, because your body will start, what's the right word? Your body will sort of entwined, like she says, with, you know, these things. And again, I've lost my train of thought. I do apologise. But yeah, just listen to your body. Because your body starts noticing what your mind has stopped noticing. That's why your body takes the course of all the illnesses and stuff, because it has to go somewhere. See, this is the part of the album where I would be really not upset, but just coming to the terms of that the album is finished. But obviously isn't. Including this song, we still have 5 tracks, so that in itself, it just, yeah, influences my joy a lot more.
We should do this more often. Dancing and laughter, more fuel for the camera. Everybody gather round. Gonna take this picture now. Gonna take this. Everybody speaking loud. Everybody in one house. Lost the art of connection. Smiling in the face of the adversity that we take on. More fuel for the camera. Everybody gather round. Gonna take this picture now. Everybody speaking loud. Everybody in one house.
Just on YouTube to select Satellite Business 2.0 video, I just see that Sampha's only got 200k subscribers. What's going on? Look, to me personally, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't see numbers as, it's just numbers, like time is just time. But it feels criminally, yeah, it's criminal. Because my view, like, it's the whole having so many subs, having so many views. It's really like not my way of thinking. Because obviously, let's say, you made a video and it's only 6 views, 10 views. That's because obviously, like, when you take other people into consideration, they get millions. But there's still 6 people that decided to take their time out to technically sit with you and be with your presence. I know it's difficult in aspects of just, video phone call, because it's always better in person. But what was I saying? But yeah, it doesn't matter, because like if it's just 6 people, it's 6 people, it's cool. Because imagine just like for me, like I'm in this small room. If there were 6 people here with me chilling, listening to music, like that's a lot. Even one person. Yeah, so numbers don't really mean much to me as, they would for some others. I just see that there's so I'm still trying to select Satellite Business 2.0, but I just see that there's a video called Sampha, Lahai, Time Travel Memories, 4 minutes and 30 seconds long. No, that's not a song, that's on this album. So I'm wondering if it's like a trailer for the album, but I'll check it out. Obviously, it's a bit late now that we're pretty much finished with this project to do it beforehand, but I will have a look at it. In the meantime, this is finally Satellite Business 2.0. See, I was just thinking, like, obviously I've heard this song and I know Little Sims is on here, but anytime I do see Little Sims, it just fills me up with so much joy, because I'm not sure whether I said it in my Great Area video, because I think last month I started off going backwards through Little Sims discography, because prior to like the other month, obviously I heard Simbi, No Thank You, and Lotus. Apart from that, before Grey Area, obviously I heard Venom and Selfish. But yeah, back to what I was trying to say, it's like Little Sims for me is not even underrated, but in my opinion, one of the best to do it. In general, like from her lyricism to the music that she makes, and what she's talking about. Like, a lot of people would say like best female. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just a collective conscious human being. Like, Sims is sick. Like, obviously my number 1 spot is always reserved for Huss, J Huss, but yeah, she's not a replacement. Like, she's very high up there, like, to me, especially what she's done for me, like, without obviously knowing, just through her music. But it fills me up with excitement every time I do see her name. Interesting video.
I can see it, I can feel it. A thing cold time, yeah. Satellite business. All day.
Pray to the jar, Allah. Never sell my soul for the pound or the dollar. Good flow done like no other. lover. Your dark energy won't fade my colour. It's surprised that we managed to survive, but you grow thick skin when you grown up in the gutter. There's only 2 man up when I'm with my squad. How can I be stopped when I move with God? Want exposure, but at what cost? When it fast like the speed of the shutter. Give me bread and I bring you that butter. Easy as to tell that I get from my mother. I've been working for a decade, let me relax. There is nothing I can tell you that ain't be facts. They're like Sims is the one, look where she's at. I could be that one day if I wanna.
Looking at my phone, start going through the images.
Gotta say the video is unlike anything I've seen before. Such a different concept.
Shift between us. Madness, black donut, pink hair, salmon, heartbeat like elephants. We were night creatures, running off adrenaline. It's been a little long time since we talked all night till the birds fly by. We talked about minds, we talked about the feedback room. Head on pirouette, spinning with your cigarette, spinning night on the rep, spinning out all the stress, spinning, sinking in how you feel. Thinking how much you've changed. Swimming in. Are we
Looking back on it now, the amount of change I've gone through in the past, let's say 6 years, it's insane. And looking back, I would have never seen myself in a position where I'm at now. You know, knowing that it's all okay, controlling my self in terms of sense of self, like not deriving myself through external things to satisfy me. It's just, it comes from within.
Man is the being who flies away from truth even as it pursues it.
Hello, Sampha. How you dey do, Papa? They don't say really from you. How you dey do? Not this year, it's not easy for you. It's stronger. So, Papa, na for Biao. Don't forget where we dey as a family. Na for the member we want to na for the call. Na for take her easy and may God bless you for anything you do. May God help you. Sampha, make courage here and be strong and be a good man in Jesus' name.
Can't remember things, cause life gets in the way of where you were. Maybe I should meditate, maybe I should pray and go to church. The side effect of soul winds, but the northern lights that we used to observe. I Just need the time to bat things. I need the space to try and heal the bonds.
Yeah, it's just another song that's making me move, but I just had a train of thought. I'm not sure whether a lyric in this song triggered it. I was thinking earlier, I was talking about obviously holding the stress in the body. Now, I'm not sure whether I spoke on it. If I have, obviously I'll just cut this bit out. But if not, all I wanted to say is the easiest way to disconnect yourself from thought, especially the thoughts that are unnecessary, or if you're feeling anger, anxiety. So it basically excuse me, when it comes to breathing, and I don't mean like now sit and meditate, or because most breathing techniques, and that's what they call techniques, like they still work and they do what they need to do, but it doesn't, because the thing is, if you can do a controlled breath of whatever technique you found, let's say for example, I'll do one deep inhale and long exhale with what I teach, not just I, because I haven't just stumbled up on this, I have learned it somewhere else, but you just need to put your attention onto your breath. So like your breath shouldn't change at all. You shouldn't change the pace of the breath, or because this is not about controlling your breath, this is just being aware. So just breathe naturally and casually as you would anyway, but just put your attention, as soon as the air enters your nostrils, you're aware that you're breathing, and it's the same when you're breathing out, but again it's through your nostrils, because when you breathe out through your nostrils, it makes it more sort of direct, rather than, because not that doesn't work, but through your nose it's more of you hold that space for that attention. And this isn't that it's going to eliminate all the stress in the world, because like I said earlier on, you do need stress, but this is just getting rid of that conditioned stress responses. And because even just doing it just one time, the awareness of your breath can create a gap, so now you're no longer going from reaction, but an observance of how you are. So you can create that gap before you react. And 3 conscious breaths, it takes 30 seconds. Usually what I say, if somebody tells you they don't have 30 seconds in the day, they're a liar. You have 30 seconds to check your phone, you have 30 seconds to complain that you're in traffic or in a shop, you have 30 seconds to think about things when you're brushing your teeth, washing up the dishes. Because the thing is, the more you practice the awareness of the breath, because when you're aware of your breath, you're conscious. And when you're thinking, you're unconscious, and you can't do both at the same time. It's impossible. So, and again, it's a lot easier said than done, but that's just because you haven't done this before. It's like tying your shoelaces. The more you do it, the easier it's going to get, and then you don't even think about doing it. And it's the same for this. When you start practicing your breath, you can then notice yourself, like for myself, I notice myself being a lot more in the present moment, because it's just acceptance and there's no thought identification to whatever's going on. Although it can be, I'm not perfect. I do still get, those thoughts. But it's just looking at a way of aspect now like you just, oh, there it is again. Like you don't take yourself as seriously or your thoughts as seriously. And obviously the longer you can maintain that in practice, like so when you're washing up, you'll just eventually see that your attention is on your breath rather than on your thoughts. So yeah, 3 conscious breaths, 30 seconds, that's all you need. Obviously the longer the better. And also when you do, let's say you sit down with yourself and you meditate, for example, I know some people can't. Mainly because often as well, like you, oh, you know, this hurts or that hurts, so you just get out of that meditation. But that's just your ego's way of not wanting to be in that moment, because whatever's in the future or the past, it's better than what's going on right now. And one important thing to notice is as well, if you do feel tension, so you're, because for example, when I meditate, I sit in the lotus positions and my hands go like that, because then that keeps your back straight. And when you feel discomfort, it's important to know that that's where you're holding your stress. So if then you can put your attention onto where you're feeling that hurt and do your breathing. As you breathe out, as you exhale, you would exhale that energy out. And that way as well, you can heal a lot better. So I did not mean to go on off such a tangent, but I just felt like it was on my mind. It was on my mind, and it obviously fits in with, what Sampha's saying. And I don't even know what he said anymore in this song, because I've gone what feels like on for hours. Obviously, it's not been hours, but yeah. So I'm gonna take this song slightly back, get a drink of water, because mine's 30 from all the yapping, and then we'll carry on.
Your mouth is moving a lot like a rat. Yappa, 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 yappa. Shut it, please.
And just like that, I don't want to believe it, but it's true. We're on the last song. What a journey it has been. But yeah, we'll discuss that after this song.
That's a fine light on me. The nectar of the sensory. Have you ever woke like you never slept with a hissing snake right beside your head? Unaccompanied in a nature nest, there's a pharmacy in the forest. Breath.
The whole concept of pharmacy being in the forest is so real, because true medicine, as we conscious human beings should digest, it comes from nature. You don't get it out of a lab, chemicals and everything else. Yeah. Factual.
What do you think? Think pulls us closer. Maneuvering.
Don't know whether this was his reasoning for doing the track in this way, but my what the fuck, like my point of view on this song, especially with the instrumental, feels like, because it's not quite right, and it's like it's breaking through into the reality. And thinking about it now, obviously in his only video there was the woman in red, obviously the whole Matrix thing. So yeah,
That's nature here, I just can't reject. Like a spaceship flying out an eagle's nest, there's a thread to things I can see connect. Like this red drum in me, it beats electronically. Like this snare drum might be to speak to my ancestry.
no. Now that was truly a spectacular project. I enjoyed it from start to finish. Obviously, only briefly knowing what Sampha is capable of already had me on a hook. But sitting down with him and experiencing Lahai, yeah, it, for me personally, this album is one of them out of world experience. Because it's not that, because there has been albums that have made me feel this way, but it's not many. You know, sometimes when it comes to albums, it's like there's certain songs that stand out a lot more than others. But when it comes to Lahai, it literally felt like a whole movie. Like it was just from start to finish, just a nice, smooth, gentle ride through the galaxy. And in this moment in time, I'm not really sure where my head's at, as in terms of with this project. Not in any bad way, but I'm just, obviously it's just finished. I'm trying to reflect on it as I'm speaking to you. And actually, I have thought about it before. Maybe I should not do the reflection straight away. I don't know, sometimes it's obviously natural and it just comes as it comes, but sometimes an album leaves you in a sense of like, so for example, right now, like it's left me with a sense of completeness. It's definitely made a shift in me in terms of more so towards healing, being accepting of myself. And yeah, it was just a really pleasant project, and I'm glad, not even glad, I'm very grateful that I've been able to experience it today as well. Like I said, because it does feel like it's very aligned with where I'm at, and I felt like I needed to hear what Sampha had to say through his music, which very, very fucking talented. Like, if he does all the instruments, yeah, sick. I truly respect, artists like that. And again, with this album in particular, because obviously I haven't heard the other one, but there's not many albums that have made me I'm not sure even what I'm trying to say and what the right words are. And sometimes, you know, and I said it before, silence speaks more than words ever could. Which is also obviously like when I am talking, it's, you know, coming from here and now. Like I don't have to think about what I need to say sometimes. But it's nice when it just comes so naturally with, yeah, and it all connects. Which also obviously, like, I'm looking forward to getting through this. And like I said earlier on, you know, once I do sit with the album again, not that I wouldn't sit with this album prior to, you know, by the time I read this book, but it was just nice to see, you know, after I've read this book, like, if I can see anything else in this project, which I'm sure there is, because obviously first listens are, or can be difficult. Like, for me personally, you know, it's very rare that I will catch everything on the first time. Very rare. And sometimes, you know, you have an experience in life, and it doesn't come just from music. I mean, you know, it's books as well, films, whatever you hear. Like, sometimes you can hear it and it makes sense, but it won't make sense until you experience it, because knowledge of what you know and then experiencing that with the knowledge, it creates wisdom, and it's something that reading alone cannot give you. Like, because you can read hundreds of books, but if you never have the experience in anything that the book is saying, then it's, you know, not coming from that place of being connected. So yeah, this album is very, very special. You know, it came in 2024, so it's a couple of years now. But again, it arrived to me when I needed it. Now, I've just looked on my thing. It's been 2 hours and 30 minutes, which is the longest I've gone. Obviously, this video is not going to be that long, but I appreciate you, you know, for joining and experience this album with me. And I'll see you next time. Peace.